Good morning, all of you. Myself, Dr. Sudharani from SR University. Today's lecture, I'm going to cover the topics of virtual machine and the hands-on session on how to create the virtual machine or the virtual desktop. And how to create the virtual desktop, I already covered in my previous lectures. And today I am going to extend the topic by adding the virtual memory to the virtual machine. So I'm going to explain you virtual machines and adding of the virtual memory to the virtual machines. So the people who are first time watching my videos, and for them I'm again going to create some virtual machines and then I will add the virtual memory to the virtual machines. So before going to start the practical session, let's me define what is a virtual machine. Virtualization is a technology that you can use to create virtual representations of servers, storage, network, and other physical machines. Virtual software mimics the function of physical hardware to run multiple virtual machines simultaneously on a single physical machine. So virtualization is a technology where we can create the virtual representations of server and the storage and the network. So today I'm going to show you how to create a virtual server and how to create a virtual storage. So now let's start the practical session. So in my previous videos also, I explained how to open the AWS console. And here let's start. I already started the lab. Okay. So to create the virtual window or to create the virtual server, we have to take the object storage. To take the object storage, we can choose the EC2 or the S3 bucket. So here in my practical, I am going to choose the EC2 to create the object storage to create one virtual server. So already I worked on the EC2 on my console and on my home console, I'm getting the EC2 tab. But the people who are first time working on the EC2, those who want to create the EC2 or any new tab, go to the search and just type whatever you want. So I typed as EC2. So here I got the option as EC2. Click on the EC2 tab and we will enter into the environment of the EC2. Always I used to tell that this instances running should be 0, but already I'm having one instance running. So we should be take care that always that instance should be 0. So yeah, in every my lecture, I'm going to tell how to create the EC2. And the people, those who are seeing first time, for them, again, I'm telling one more time. So to create the EC2, just go to the launch instance. Go to the launch instance. So here we are getting the name. Always this name should be unique. It should not be matched with any previous names. So I'm giving my service some 1904. This is the unique name which I am giving. This is my instance name. And now my operating system is defaultly Windows. I'm choosing the Windows operating system, which is very flexible to work on. And next option is T3 micro. We can choose T2 micro also, but here T3 micro is defaultly. So I'm choosing that only T3.micro. And coming to the part of key pair. So defaultly we are having these all are the key pairs which I created. And defaultly we are having the key pair as Woki. This is the default key pair, but this Woki can be used when we are working on the operating system, Linux operating system, then only we can choose the key pair as Woki. So when we are working on the Windows operating system, always we have to create a new key pair. So here I chosen the operating system. Here I chosen the operating system as Windows. So I'm going to create new key pair. I'm going to create new key pair. Click on new key pair. So again, give the key pair name. So whatever the name I given for my EC2, I'm giving the same name. There is no confusion. So this is the key pair name which I'm generating now. I just click on create key pair. So your .pem file was got ready. Your .pem file was got ready. Now our key pair was ready. Then move to the next tab, next option. So here allow all the HTTP protocols, and so here what I'm doing, I'm not simply creating one virtual server, but by creating the virtual server, I'm also adding some virtual memory to that virtual server. So for that, here I'm going to choose the option add new volume. So see, you can see here the configure storage. The default storage we are all already having 30 GB. So to that, I'm also creating new volume. So click on the option add new volume. So the default volume I added is CI. We can also change that capacity. You can see I'm taking it as 10. So adding of new volume. So everything is fine. Okay, so what options I selected here? So first I selected the name of my instance. Then I chosen the operating system as Windows operating system, and then instant type micro instance, and here key pair. I'm using the Windows operating system, so I created new key pair. So here I enable all the HTTP protocols, and then here this is the default storage, and I created by clicking on the add new volume. I created 10, so I'm extending the virtual memory, and now you can click on the launch instance. The instance is launching. So you can see successfully initiated launch of instance. We got this message, means our instances was launched successfully. Now click on this green bar. Okay, so this is the environment of our EC2 instance. So this is the complete information of the EC2 instant ID, public IPv4, private IPv6, private IP DNS. So this is the complete information of our EC2 instance. Here you can see the subnet ID, Elastic IP, AWS Compute Optimizer finding. So every information of your EC2 is displaying here. So now I successfully launched my EC2. Now I am going to connect that EC2 to my console. So for that, click on the option connect. Okay. So here, generally creation of EC2, that the option is SSM session manager only. But this time I'm going to create the virtual server by using the EC2. So that's the reason here I'm going to use the tab RDP client. RDP is remote desktop protocol. So here by using the RDP client option, so to create the remote desktop, first I have to download my remote desktop file. So click on download remote desktop file. See here, you are get see these are the two files. First one is .pem, second one is .rdp with the same names. So here my service 1904.pem. This is a key pair file which I created. I given my key pair name as my service 1904. So the key pair file is stored in the form of PEM file, And for the EC2 instances also, I given the same name as my service 1904.rdb. So just now I said now I choose the tab as RDB instead of SSM session manager. So the only one difference between these two files is your keeper file is with the tab of Notepad, and your desktop file it is with the icon of desktop. So this is the difference. You can easily identify the PIM file as the keeper file, and the logo with the desktop or .rdb file, you can identify it as the desktop file. So we downloaded the desktop file. We downloaded the desktop file. Now we have to generate the password. To generate the password, just click on get password. Just click on get password. Okay. So now to click to generate the password, here first we have to upload the private key, because that the password is going to be encrypted as well as decrypted. And you have to remember one point here: the password is not generating by the client. The password is purely generating by the admin by using the encrypted and by using the encryption and decryption method. So to generate the password, here first we have to upload the private key file. Upload private key file. So the private key file is our PIM file, that is my service 1904 PIM file. Click on that and click on open. Okay, so here you can see here our private key is going to be generated. Here we have to click on the option decrypt password. So now it is in the encrypted form. So we have to decrypt the password. Further, click on decrypt password. Click on decrypt password. And the password is ready. Now simply copy that password. Now we encrypted and decrypted the password, as well as we download the desktop file, as well as we are ready with our PIM file. That is nothing but the keeper file. So now let's go. I copied my password was encrypted as well as the decrypted. Now I am going to open my desktop file. So as I said, there are two icons are there. One is with the notepad, one is with the desktop icon. Notepad is PIM file, where it is used for the create keeper file. And desktop is we downloaded the desktop file. Now click on the desktop file and click on connect. So our desktop file is going to be connect, and the admin is asking the password. Here already I copied the password, which is generated by the admin. Now I am copied and pasting my password here. So I copied the password and clicking on OK. Okay, so now I'm going to enter into my remote server. So our desktop is ready to, okay. We can see here our remote desktop or the virtual desktop, or we can call it as a virtual machine, is ready. So this already I explained in another class. Now also I already explained for the new users. This is not our original console. This is the virtual machine which I created. You can see here. Yes, this is our original window. This is our original window, and this is our virtual window. So like this, we can create n number of virtual windows simultaneously. N number of virtual windows simultaneously at one time. Okay, so this is the virtual window. And the virtual window, you can work on same like how we are going to work on your physical mode or the original window. Because here you can see the options as EC2 feedback, EC2 Microsoft. Okay, so this is somewhat different from our original window. So why it is somewhat different from the original window means here we created our desktop file by using the EC2 console. We created our desktop file by using the EC2 console. So that's the reason here we are getting the options as EC2 feedback and EC2 Microsoft. And here you can see the complete information of your remote desktop or virtual desktop, host name, instance ID, private IPv4 address, public IPv4 address, IPv6 address, instance size, that is T3.micro, availability zone, architecture. So this is the complete information of the virtual window, and this information we can also see when we are creating our EC2. So this virtual window is connected by the object storage. That object storage is called as the EC2. So this desktop is created by that object. So that's why only that EC2. That's why only here we are getting all the information related to the particular EC2. Okay, so like our normal desktop only, we can work on the remote desktop also. So here you can see the different options. So this is a remote desktop, but here we are having all the options where we can work on the regular desktop. And here you can see about the storage of the remote desktop. Here, coming to the part of the storage, click on this PC. Click on this PC, you can see this Windows only C drive is there with the capacity of 29.4 GB. This is the memory which is defaultly we got with the EC2. When we are creating the EC2, you already seen that the default storage we got not for the virtual window, but to the particular EC2. When we are creating EC2, we got the storage of 30 GB. So here you can see the 29.4 GB of memory only with the C drive. So now it's clear that for this virtual server, we don't have any extension of memory. So now I'm going to create virtual memory in the virtual server. So this server itself or the system itself or the storage itself is a virtualization. This Windows you are seeing now and you are working now is the virtual window. So, and in that virtual window, I am going to again create the virtual window. Let's see how we are going to create the virtual window. This topic is actually very interesting. Okay, so now click on the start button. Click on the start button and you can see all the options: server manager, settings, Microsoft Edge, file explorer, terminal, Windows PowerShell, feedback hub. So these are the all the tabs we are having here, like our normal desktop. Now I am going to click on the server manager. I am going to click on the server manager. It takes some time to configure all the settings. So this is the server manager environment. This is a server management environment. We can go to all servers. See, here we are having local server as well as the all server and dashboard. Three options we are having. So local server, this is the information about the local server, means where we are working presently, computer name, work group, last install update, Windows update, last check for update. See here you can observe this is the time. So now actually this is not the proper time, but this is the local time. So local server is running. So this is the time. Microsoft Defender firewalls, remote management, remote desktop, NIC teaming, Ethernet, Azure Arc management, remote SSH access, Microsoft Defender antivirus, every information, this all information is we are getting, but this all information is related to the local server. And we can see here Amazon EC2, EC2 T3.micro. So we are getting all the information related to the local server. And now let's go to the option all servers. All servers is the option where we are having in different servers. And see here our IPv4 address 172.31.19.95. It is in the progress. We have to wait until it turns to online. So this option has to be turns to online. Then only we can start doing extension of memory. So you can see here this bar is moving. So it is still in progress. We have to wait until it turns to online. That the environment, the local server environment, it should be get ready with all the proper instructions to be online. Then only we can able to partition the environment. We can partition the memory. So still we can see, still it is in the progress. We have to wait until it gets to online. As I said, this practicals, it takes lot of time from step to step. Why? Because it is connected to the C here. Yes, good. Now we got online. So this is our environment. As first I shown you on the desktop the complete information of the local server. This is the environment, and now it comes to online performance. Now let's extend the memory. Right click on it. Yes, here it comes to online performance. Now see here we also got the file and storage service. Now click on the file and storage services. Click on the file and storage services. Here we are having the optional storage pools. These are the storage pools what we are having. We didn't have any storage pools. And next option is volumes. And the next option is volume. See here, these are the volumes. C drive, starting I shown you that C drive is 29.5 GB and it's almost full. And this is the default storage which we got 496 MB. So these are the two volumes acting on the local servers. Now go to the disk. And we can see 30 GB Amazon Elastic Beanstalk, it is there. And we can see online 10 GB. So if you remember 10 GB, that when I am creating the EC2, after the option of create the key pair, we got the option as default storage 30 GB and add new volume. Defaultly it is showing 8 and I made it as a 10. So new volume I created as 10. Okay, so we can see here, this is a new volume. Now I am going to allocate this new volume. Right click. See, this is a new volume which I created at the time of EC2. And now I am going to add the volume for this. Right click and click on new volume. So now what I am doing for that already taken volume, I am going to allocate the space for that volume. Just click on next. It is installing, it is setting some It is setting some files. It is installing some drivers. Simply click on next, next, next. Okay, so now click on create. So see, it is installing some files. Gather information, create new position, format volume, add access path, update cache. So everything is completed. Now you can click on close. Now you can click on close. So now see, previously how it is shown online 30 GB GPT. But for online 10 GB, it's shown as unknown. Previously, before adding the new volume, this 10 GB was shown as unknown. But once we added volume to that reserved storage, now it is also showing online 10 GB GPT. Same NVMe, Amazon Elastic Beanstalk. Means this 10 GB, whatever you extended, this 10 GB you are allocating for some things. So now this virtual, you added this virtual memory to this virtual windows. And here you can see the options as capacity. Unallocated, partition, read-only, clustered, subsystem, bus time, name. These are all the options virtual disk number. So now we successfully created our 10 GB of data, which we taken as a new volume. Now, still if you want to check whether the memory is created or not, simply we can go to this PC, and you can see clearly. So starting it was just only C drive with total volume of 29.4 GB. Now, but you can clearly see the new volume D drive of the memory. We taken the default size as 10 GB. So here, and 9.98 GB was there and 9.94 GB was free. So now we successfully created our own virtual memory on our own virtual server. So like this, we can create n number of partitions. We can create n number of partitions on the same memory. See, now if I'm going to click on this now, it is not accepting new volume because it is already there. Now we have to make it to offline again. So take it to offline. See, take it to offline. Now it got offline. Again, we can take it to online. Yes. Okay. So like this, we can also reset the disk. You can also reset the disk. See, now you can see it again came back to unknown. So previously it was, when we initialize, it came to GPT. Now I uninstall. So now it again came back to unknown. So if you want, again click on, and again click on new volume. Again, do the settings next. Okay. Next. So these are the installation. Next, click on create. So all the files running for volume format, add access path, update cache, everything is getting installed. All the setup files are installed. Now click on close. Okay, so in this way, we are going to create our virtual memory. So now I created 10 GB of virtual memory. to my virtual. So like this we can create. If you don't want, we can also delete the volume. We can also delete the volume. Anyhow, if we deleting the EC2 instance, automatically the volume, the virtual memory created to the virtual window will also be automatically deleted. Okay, now, so I want to quit from my virtual window. So for that, please don't close directly your virtual window. Like how you are closing, shutting down your normal laptop. Just like that only you shut down your Windows. So go to Start button. Don't forget this is the virtual window, not our own. Go to Settings. Click on this icon, power icon. Click on Shut down. Click on Continue. It is shutting down. The Windows is shutting down. Your remote desktop server session has been ended. Why? Because I shut down my Windows, so the remote computer is shutting down. Okay. Click on OK. Just see my remote desktop was closed, shut down, and this is my physical mode, or this is my original file, original desktop. So this is my original desktop. And always I used to tell, don't forget to terminate your instance. If you are not terminating your instance, they used to run in backend and we are going to lose our dollars. So now 19.0, my service 19.0 is my present instance. So I'm going to terminate it. Select and terminate. Click on terminate. Okay. So this is terminated. This is terminated. This is terminated. Sometimes it is showing as terminate, but immediately it won't terminate. So then click on refresh. See, now it was terminated. Okay. So like this, we have to terminate our instance EC2. But when this EC2 is still having key pairs, we can see here, just click on this. When they are having key pairs, when they are having, then it won't delete it directly. First, we have to click on all the key, we have to delete all the key pairs. Then only it is going to be terminated. You can see here. So this is the disable. See, you can see disable, disable, disable. Okay, so like this, we have to terminate all the instances. It is showing a shutting down, but it is not terminating. Okay, so like this, we have to terminate all the instance. After terminating all the instance, again, we should not forget to end the lab. If you are not ending the lab also, we are going to lose our dollars. So some people used to forget and directly close the complete page. But see here already my page is under the starting lab stage only, where I'm getting the green tab. So now let's end the lab. Are you sure you want to end the lab? Yes. Just wait until it turns to red dot. Okay. So successfully our lab was ended. and this is the today's session of how to create the virtual memory. Sorry, how to create the virtual server, as well as how to add the virtual memory to that virtual server. I hope today you all understand my lecture, a practical session. In the next session, we will come up with one more new topic. Thank you all.